I'm Danielle, your host of the Abridged to Motherhood podcast, the place where moms like you learn to thrive, not just survive through pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. I'm a birth and postpartum doula and a mom of two who's been where you are. My first pregnancy was filled with so much excitement, but it was also marked by stress, anxiety, and fear of the unknown. I thought I had everything mapped out, but when postpartum hit, I realized how unprepared I was for the physical, emotional, and mental toll of motherhood. It was overwhelming, lonely, and nothing like I imagined. When I found out I was pregnant again, I knew I needed to approach things differently. I made it my mission to not only prepare for postpartum, but to prioritize myself in the process. That shift changed everything. Now I'm here to help you do the same. Whether you're navigating your first pregnancy, feeling buried under endless advice, or struggling to figure out what you actually need for postpartum, this podcast is your safe space. You'll find practical tips, honest conversations, and expert insights to help you feel informed, supported, and empowered through every stage of motherhood. If you're ready to feel confident, prepared, and truly supported in your motherhood journey, stick around. This is for you. Hey friends, welcome back to the Abridged to Motherhood podcast. Today we are talking about creating goals for your postpartum recovery, because postpartum isn't just about healing your body, it's about piecing together this new version of yourself in the middle of being exhausted, having all the emotions and lots of diaper changes. And when you're barely finding the time to take a shower, the idea of setting goals can feel like completely unattainable or something that you put on the back burner because it's not top of mind right now. But setting goals that are gentle, realistic, and rooted in self-care can actually help you feel more supported, more grounded, and a little bit more like you again. So we're going to talk about creating goals that actually serve your postpartum recovery instead of draining you. And by the end of the podcast today, I hope that you'll be able to choose some small, realistic goals and steps toward your postpartum recovery. Let's dive right in. First things first, let's start small and stay realistic, because if you're anything like me or most of the type A high achieving moms that I work with, you love a good checklist. But sometimes big lofty goals in postpartum can backfire and leave you feel even more defeated, because the amount of time you have to put towards a goal it's just less during this time, because your baby is just demanding so much more of your time and attention. So it's better to think small and realistic. So for example, instead of creating kind of a vague goal like I'm going to work out every day, try doing something like I'll walk outside for 10 minutes 2 to 3 times this week. So be very clear in what that goal is. If you've never heard of it before, look into SMART goals. So they're specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and they have a time attached to them. Setting ambitious goals that just don't fit our current reality, when those goals don't happen, you end up feeling so frustrated, because we have to be flexible during this time. I talk about this all the time, but if your baby is up for 3 hours in the middle of the night, I'm sorry, you're probably not going to wake up at 6 a.m. to go work out. You need to prioritize your sleep that day. We can have these broader goals and smaller goals that are more attainable. And each time that we hit that goal, we feel like we can keep going. Those small wins create momentum, and then each step you take builds your confidence and shows you that you can meet that goal without adding more pressure to yourself to an already very full plate. Number 2, I want you to align your goals with your current season of life. So although I'm talking about maybe some more freshly postpartum goals, I have a lot of mamas on here that listen that Maybe their baby is 1 or 2, or they're even further down the road. Maybe you're pregnant right now. Align that goal with your current season of life. And motherhood isn't this one size fits all approach, and neither is postpartum recovery. So what you need in this season might look completely different than what your friend needs, or your sister, or all the influencers on Instagram. For example, if your focus is on your physical recovery, your goals might include drinking more water, eating nourishing meals that don't take hours to prep, or working on pelvic floor therapy stretches and exercises. But if your focus is mental health, your goals might look like journaling for 5 minutes a day, or trying a short breathing practice, or texting a friend once a day for connection. So choose goals that actually fit your needs right now. And maybe you feel this pressure to do more, lose more weight quickly because someone else bounced back quicker than you. But your body and mind might be telling you that right now you need more rest. So listen to your body and honor what season of life you are in, because these are the goals that are actually going to stick. If it doesn't matter to you, if it doesn't fit in this current season of life, you're not going to want to put the effort towards them. If they fit with what you are dealing with right now, and you're meeting those goals and you're feeling that momentum, that's going to give you the energy to keep going and keep healing instead of pulling away. Number 3, reframe these goals that you're setting as acts of self-care. So sometimes when we view goals and when we are setting goals, it's another thing to check off the list. It's a task. But if we can reframe our mindset as, this is a way that I am taking care of myself, and this is important to me, it's important to my family, it's important for me to be able to be the best mom that I can be, it's going to completely change your mindset surrounding them. If you're treating goals like obligations, that adds pressure to them. But when you reframe them as self-care, they stop feeling heavy and start feeling more restorative to yourself. And they become little gifts to yourself and proof to yourself that you and your well-being matters as well. It wouldn't be a podcast if I didn't give you some actionable takeaways of some things that maybe you can do right now or later this week. You can sit down and get out a piece of paper and think through some of these things. So number 1, write down 1, 2, 3 small attainable goals. I would suggest writing one for your body, one for your emotions or your mental health, and one for your relationships. And go back to that SMART goal framework. So make sure that they're specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Try to get all of those pieces into that goal. Number 2, revisit your goals weekly. Check in with yourself and see how you're doing, and then adjust them as needed with no guilt. So if this goal is you're figuring out, you know what, it's actually not realistic for this season of life, then switch it up a little bit. It's okay. It doesn't mean that you failed. It just means that that goal isn't for this season of life. And number 3, celebrate your consistency, not perfection. So if you do something 3 days in a row, woo, that's great. Okay? Pat yourself on the back, get excited. One thing that I love to do is use my habit tracker, or put an X on my calendar, or color in a square, whatever you want to do. But seeing that little check mark, it makes me feel so good to know that I checked something off my list. And each mark is proof that you are continuing to show up for yourself in such a demanding period of time in your life. I just want to encourage you again, postpartum recovery, it's not just about rushing back to who you were before. It's creating this new version of yourself because you are a mother now, and you're honoring that, and you're making sure that in this motherhood journey that you're feeling supported, capable, and at peace. And by starting small and aligning your goals with this season and reframing them as acts of self-care, you're not only moving toward recovery, you're reminding yourself daily that you matter too. And you don't have to figure it out all alone. I'm cheering you on. And send me a DM if you're struggling. I love to talk through goal setting. I love to talk through habit trackers and ways to motivate yourself throughout this journey, because it's a struggle for all of us and we can always use that supportive community. I also want to encourage you to tune in next week. I have an awesome guest, Joanna Pavlak. We talk about fertility and postpartum recovery. She is a fertility PT, but she works with moms from fertility through pregnancy, through postpartum, and she is going to share so many amazing nuggets of wisdom. So I hope that you will tune in next week, and I cannot wait to talk to you then. Thanks so much for tuning in to the A Bridge to Motherhood podcast. I'm so glad you are here today. If you loved this episode, I'd be so grateful if you could leave a review for the podcast on whatever platform you're listening on. Share it with a friend or snap a screenshot and tag me on social media. If you decide to leave me a review, go to abridgetomotherhood.com/review. That link is also in the show notes so that I can send you a little gift in the mail. Your support helps other moms to find the podcast, and it truly means the world to me. Remember, your motherhood journey deserves your care and attention. Until next time, keep showing up for yourself, mama, and don't worry, I'm here to help every step of the way. See you soon.